Okay, so we're going to make a color wheel. And a color wheel has the 6 primary and secondary colors included. And they are arranged this way. You put the 3 primary colors apart from each other. In other words, you can just go, it doesn't really matter what order they go in. So I'm going to put red here, yellow here, and blue here. So every color is going to be next to each of the other 2 colors. And so you have these in-between colors. So the primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. And then the secondary colors are the ones that you get when you mix red and yellow, for example, and you get orange. I'm just going to make that an O. When you mix yellow and blue, you get green. And when you mix red and blue, you get violet. Okay. So you're going to use your watercolors. I have a different kind of watercolor set, but you are not going to use anything but your 3 primary colors. So for me, I'm going to find what looks like the best red, and that would be this one. And I'm just going to get a little bit of water. So you got a water glass over here. You can see my water glass. Can't see my water glass. There. Now I have proved to you that I have a water glass. And you mix up a little bit of water with your color. You can test it on a white surface to make sure that that's what you have. And then you just paint. And I don't know how much experience you have or how comfortable you are with the brushes, but do your best. Try to stay inside the lines, but if you don't worry about it. I've done some painting, so it's going to make it probably look a little bit easier for me than it might for some of you guys. Okay. Just add water as you need to. And this paper, this watercolor paper, it's nice and thick. I am not using regular white paper. Okay? It's a little bit off-white. In fact, it's a little bit kind of cream colored. When it gets dry, add some more. Okay, try to make it kind of even. There you go. I have my red triangle, my red pie slice right there. Looks kind of orange in this light, but it really does look red to me. All right. I'm going to do yellow and blue, and we'll just speed up the tape here, I think. Okay, so I've got my primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. So for my secondary colors, like I said, I am not going to use the secondary colors that I can find here. Secondary colors are a mix of the primary colors. So what better way than just to mix primary colors? So if I go for, let's go with orange first, right? I take some red, back over here. Try not to get it too watery. And then I clean off my red and go back to my yellow. Mix it in here. I'm going to keep rinsing before I go back to my yellow. Look at that orange forming up there. Now before I go straight back to my yellow, I'm going to rinse it because I don't want to get a bunch of dark orangey color getting a little bit into my yellow. And hopefully that's enough. So I've got a yellowy kind of reddish there. I think I might add a little bit more red back into it. And that looks like a nice orange to me, and hopefully that is enough to paint my orange. And just switch it around so it's a little bit easier to get to from my brush. Good job. So as we can see, I didn't have quite enough, right? I kind of almost ran out. And it's a little tricky to go back and mix more because your mix might not be enough. So I'll call that, good enough, and just figure I need to make a little bit more of my next secondary color, which will be violet. So I'm going to go with that same blue and that same red, mix them up. Okay, so I've mixed up my purple, and as you can see, the effect you get from this red and this blue together looks a little bit more like brown. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. At least it's kind of a purplish brown, right? Okay, that time I ended up with plenty of the color that I needed. And so lastly, I'm going to be mixing up my blue and yellow to make green. Okay, that looks pretty good and green to me. And voila.